Hello everyone. It is Wednesday afternoon. We just finished at the gym. Me and Joe Aiden, Haria, Connor Walker. Where's he gone? Someone's doing some ice bath or something.
To a thin ice bath, yeah.
Yeah, we're not. I'm not into that stuff.
I can't have cold water.
I don't like it. We're gonna go over Benn, Eubank, Benn. I've been talking about it a bit lately. We'll start off with just the. I did a video on it a bit ago. We'll just start off with my feeling on it before we go into the fight, and all this stuff we'll forget about. It's not that I'm not excited for the fight, because I am, because I think it'll be a good fight. It's one of the biggest fights in terms of interest in British boxing in the last 10, 20 years. It doesn't feel massive though, Joe. Do you know? It doesn't feel huge, does it? I'm not talking about it to people like I would other fights. I don't feel like it's really engrossed everybody. What do you think? I don't feel like it has.
I've been watching all build up and that on YouTube.
What are the views?
Massive.
100k views on a Connor training camp episode 3.
Yeah, there seems to be like a massive thing about it on. I quite enjoy the build up and stuff on. You know, it's a big fight when they're proper. You know, when they're following around with cameras everywhere and.
It is, but I don't. It don't feel massive to the general public or our non-boxing friends.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be bigger.
No, everyone's talking about it, are they?
I don't. For me personally, before I get into it, because I don't want people to go, oh well, I'm not a huge fan of the fight. I don't think they're the same weight divisions. What happened 2.5 years ago with the failed tests ruined it a bit for me, to be honest. Yeah, I know I used to know Conor Benn maybe 6-7 years ago. I've never met Eubank Jr. No, I don't know either of them. I have no personal feeling to either, but everyone knows my feeling on it. It's a bit. I'm not overly excited by it, but I know when Saturday night comes, I'll be glued to it like everyone else, because I think it is an interesting fight. So we're just going to cover the fight. We're going to put failed drug tests, egg smashing. We're going to put all that to one side, and we're going to talk about it as a fight. We'll start with Chris Eubank, because Joe's got box record on his phone.
Yeah,
He has. Chris Eubank has been around. When was his pro debut? Was it 13 or 14?
2011.
2011.
2011.
So Chris Eubank's been a pro 14 years. I don't think he's boxed below the middleweight limit. I don't think. And I don't think Conor Benn's ever boxed above the middleweight limit or at the middleweight limit. Now, for me personally, looking at it as a fight, Conor Benn, like it's a mismatch really. If these weren't Benn and Eubank was called Dave Allen and Conor Benn was called Joe Aiden, this fight wouldn't be called for in a million years, would it?
No.
It wouldn't be called for in a million years. You've got Conor Benn at welterweight. And when Conor Benn started, he was bang average, to be honest. I was on the undercard when he watched Payno the second time. He went life or death the first time. The second time, he improved in that. And in all fairness to him, he improved at a rate of knots on the back of that. He beat Granados, Vargas, Algieri, Van Heerden, and he was putting together a real good wins at 147.
I think cheating or not, he's fucking the rate of improvement that he's shown.
His boxing ability has improved. He's
and he trains hard.
He's good, but when things like that get said, I want to go back to the other stuff. So we'll leave that alone. So he put together a good run of wins, and I was really excited about him. And I thought, well, will he beat John Ennis or Crawford? I didn't think so, but he was getting better all the time. But that being said, at 147, you wouldn't fancy that fella at 147 beating fringe fighters, old fighters, would have fought a top-class middle, super middle. Because Eubank has been a career middle, super middle. He boxed George Groves at 168. He beat De Gale at 168. I think he beat Nick Blackwell for the British middleweight title at 160. A fella at 147 with wins against a really old Algieri, Van Eerd and Granados Vargas. Would you put him with a fella that beat an old Abraham or an old Eubank, an old De Gea? But you wouldn't put a fella at 147 without a top class win in with someone like that who had good wins at super middleweight. So on that it's a mismatch. It's a mismatch on that basis. It's a good prospect at 147 fighting a very good season 160, 168 fight. It's a mismatch. So that's how I was looking at it. And then post what happened the first time, Benn's come back and he fought Peter Dobson. I actually thought Peter Dobson was decent. Dobson's tough and he's good. But Ben never put a dent in him. And then he boxed the tough Mexican fella at 154, yeah. And he never put a dent in him either. The only way he puts a dent in Eubank is if the weight's done him. I'm not sure what the rehydration clause is. Do you know what it is? £10 the morning after.
£10 morning of, I think.
So are they going the IBF rules or the £10 the morning after?
Yeah.
The only way I think on recent form Ben will hurt Eubank is if the weight has killed him. This is a natural welterweight in with a natural middle super middle and a tough middle super middle at that. Eubank got stopped by Smith at 160, which is worrying, I think.
Was the rematch at 160 as well?
I'll presume so. I can't see Smith fighting at 168.
Yeah, 160 both. But he come back and done a job on Smith, didn't he?
But Smith the second time, I think Smith had blown up a lot in weight. They didn't give him much time to get the weight back down. I don't think that was the best Liam Smith by any means. And I think that also is playing a big factor in the fact that McKenna is the bookie's favourite. We can't believe McKenna's a favourite, but that's for tomorrow's video. So for me, it's a really odd match. So on paper, I can't say anything other than a Eubank win. I don't know if it'll stop Ben, because we don't really see Ben been hit. He was put down by Payno 7 years ago. He might have a good chin. He might be tough. I don't really think we really know, do we? So on all known form, I'd be telling everyone I think Eubank will win points on what we know. And now we're about to go into rumours. So Joe, without me going into these rumours, who's the winner for you?
I think Eubank beats Ben. Yeah, I think it's a good fight though. I think a fight at 2 hours. I think Ben will come out fast and start really well early, and Eubank will sort of weather the storm and then stop him later on, I think.
So on paper we've got 147 pounder who're going to put 154 pounds and seemingly isn't punching the same against a career 160, 168 who has been at the highest level. So that's a mismatch on paper. Now, the rumours I've been hearing Conor Benn sparring really well. I seen his dad came out yesterday and said about the skull sparring. I said that before. I was talking to Aki at the thing. I did, he smashed skull to bits, and then I seen Nigel Benn come out of it, so I'm going to say it as well. Now, I heard that. I don't even know who told me. Someone told me. And I've heard he's been sparring other kids, big kids, and been doing a really good job on them, and he'd been hurting them, and these are good fighters at much higher weights. I seen him sparring the fellow that beat Munguia, the Bruno Sakachi. I heard nothing about that. He sparring Denzel Bentley, again, didn't hear anything about that. I heard about the skull sparring. I heard about him sparring another fella, another good fighter at higher weight that he'd done in sparring. But these are rumours. So, but at the same time, if there's any truth in these, then he has got the power to hurt good fighters up at these weights. I don't know. Taking away all the bullshit, which is very difficult to do, and all the bullshit, all the failed tests, all the rehydration clauses. If you take all that away from it, and you just get these two men up on what they've achieved and what they've done, Eubank wins. He's too big and he's too good on all known form. But I'm hearing Conor Benn's been doing this, that, and the other in sparring.
I guess you got to take age and.
There is a rehydration clause in effect, and the age rehydration clauses. There's no place for rehydration clauses in boxing. There's no place for it. It's fucking dangerous as fuck. Why is anyone allowing a rehydration clause? It's ridiculous. Why would you allow? Why is this being allowed? And why is it being agreed
from
upon?
the weigh-in up until
Well, if you
the
think
morning of the
if you think
fight,
that
it's
is
£10.
if that's true, that's
Yeah,
bullshit.
I watched the video this morning. They said £10.
That is how people get hurt in boxing. That is how. That is the reason.
From how they've been doing weigh-ins recently, it'll
They're
be an
giving
early
them,
weigh-in.
they're giving them more time. Yeah.
So it'll be an early weigh-in because they've started doing the ceremonials, haven't they? And this will definitely be a ceremonial weigh-in.
Rehydration clauses. There's no part of them. There's no part in boxing for him. Is wrong. It's not safe. I don't think letting a kid come in £30 heavier than he weighed in, £28 heavier, and getting a £10-15 advantage is very healthy either. But rehydration clauses, I'm baffled as to why they are allowed. And this is not even a championship contest. It's not even a championship contest. Rehydration clauses, just so they can make the fight plausible and happen.
That is it, isn't it?
It's bullshit, to be honest. But anyway. So yeah, I did think Eubank on points was a safe bet. He's too big, but I've been hearing some interesting things, and if they're true, it really gives Conor Benn a chance of winning. So I'm going to try and watch it from the perspective of it's Eubank against Benn. The best man will win, and try and put all this other stuff to the back of my mind. But it's difficult to do so, really. I love my boxing. I have a passion for it, and I'm not really overly happy with it, really. The rehydration clause and all this. I'm you know what? I'm not read into it. I've not really had much interest in the fight. People, online have been asking me my thoughts on it, and they're mine and Joe's thoughts.
Do you think it's a case of how good is Conor Benn and how much has Eubank got left?
I think it just comes down to the weight, me. If this was at 168, Eubank stops him.
Yeah.
I think. Conor Benn, the best Conor Benn was like when he beat Algeria at 147.
Yeah.
He can't beat Eubank, a good Eubank at 168. He's too small.
What do you box Dobson at?
154. But Dobson's good. I feel like the two opponents he had prior to all that debacle have been really tough. And he probably wouldn't have put a dent in them from when he boxed Algeria, to be honest. Some guys, they're just tough and experienced and good.
Yeah. So with this weigh-in, once he's done the morning of the fight,
I think the IBF rules are
then he can hydrate.
you're £10 by 9 AM, and then you can put whatever weight on you want after that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't have any time for rehydration clauses. Personally, I think they're wrong. But
You've got to be careful because you've got to be so careful with that, haven't you? Because you know how quick you can put weight back on. Once you
easily. Eubank at 160, very difficult for him not to put £10 back on.
Yeah.
I think. But like I say,
did he do it last time, didn't he? For the last fight, he did it just.
He looked fucking terrible.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's my prediction today. It may change Friday at the weigh-in. We'll see what happens. Thank you very much.